Good morning, children. I'm Mrs. Parinita Thapa, and as you can see on your screen, today I'm going to continue chapter 1 of your maths, Building with Bricks. Now, my learning objective are students should be able to understand patterns and how bricks are arranged to form different patterns. Shape of a brick and what are jali and jharoka, application in real life. And at the end of the class, students will be able to form different patterns, design different jali and jharoka, shape of brick, solve word problems. Before I start with today's lesson, let's go through the worksheet which was given to solve yesterday. So let's see the first question here. It is asked to analyze the following 3D figures and write down its number of faces, edges and vertices. So first you have to identify the 3D figure, the name, you have to write the name of the figure, then write how many number of faces, edges and vertices it has. Then in the second question, you have to write one example each of the following figures. The name of the figure is given. For example, all of you know a birthday cap. The shape of the birthday cap is just like a cone. So a birthday cap is an example of cone. Similar way, you are going to find example for the figures, the name of the figures which is given. So now let's continue. Let's start with the chapter. First thing is, what are patterns? A pattern is a series or sequence that repeats something which is repeated, and it forms a pattern, or we can say something which is arranged according to a certain rule or rules. It follows something is repeated and a pattern is formed. So here on your screen you will be able to see there are different patterns formed by the arrangement of bricks. The bricks are arranged in such a manner that it forms different patterns. Okay, so there are many different types of patterns shown there. So if it is asked which pattern is made in a circle, all of you know the shape circle, isn't it? It's round, isn't it? It's round like this, or let me see, it is round, circle is round. So it is asked which pattern is made in a circle. So if you look through the figures which is given here, if I can see this figure J. What do you think? J, here you will see the arrangement of bricks is in a circular manner, isn't it? So the answer which pattern is made in a circle will be J. Now next question, in which pattern can you show mirror halves? Draw a line. Now first thing is, let us recall what does it mean by mirror halves. Let's take an example of any figure. I'm taking the example, I'm making a shape of an heart. Okay, and if I draw a line through its center, if the half part of it is same as the other half, that we could say that this is the mirror half. We can cut this figure into a mirror half, and if you recall, this line is known as the line of symmetry. Okay, so we are here, it is in the question it is asked, you have to find which pattern, in which pattern you can show mirror halves, and we have to draw a line. Okay, let's see. Let's see one or two examples here. Let's see A. Okay, so for example, if I want to draw a straight line through here at the center of the figure, does it cut it into mirror half? Yes, it does. So this part is similar to this part. It's same. The halves are same. Let's see the second one. Okay, if in this figure again, if I want to draw a straight line from the center, again it is cutting the pattern into mirror halves. So this is again, we can cut it into mirror halves. Let's try C. If I'm cutting a line through at the center, now here in this case you will see that the two parts of the pattern is not similar, so it cannot be cut into mirror halves. So this pattern cannot be cut. Now a similar way you can follow for all the figures which is given, and try to find if these patterns can be cut into mirror halves, and you have to draw a line also if it is possible. Okay, so now we have seen what are patterns, and how we have seen so many kinds of patterns formed by different arrangement of bricks, stones. Okay, so you can in the next question it is asked, now you can draw some new flow patterns. So you can think of any pattern and draw in your rough. Okay, let's continue. Now you all already know how to draw a cuboid. This is the brick is in the shape of a cuboid. You have studied what is a cuboid, a 3D shape, in your previous class. Okay, so here I'm just going to revise how you usually make a cuboid. Then we are going to see how we make it into a brick. So here you will see the first figure, this figure, the first one. Here first we are going to make a rectangle. Then from the center we make another rectangle. Here you can see in the second one, in the second figure, and in the third figure, if you see, now we start joining the corners. These are the corners, isn't it? So we start joining the corners one by one, and when we finish joining the corners, we end up having a cuboid. But when you see here in the figure also, if you see here down, I have given you two figures of a brick. In the figure you see, you don't see a brick in this way. What happens is, for example, this part of the brick, this is the part of the brick, isn't it? This is the part of the brick. This is the face we see. Because of this we cannot see the back face. This is the face of the brick which we can see. This is the other face of the brick which we are able to see. And this is the third face which we can see of the brick. Here in the first figure, this figure is similar to this. So here in this you will see it is possible to see how many? 1, 2, 3 faces only. Okay, it is possible to, in a brick, it is possible to see 3 faces only if you are viewing the brick from this position. So here in the second figure you can see only one face of the brick, because you are viewing it from top or from one part only. Okay, so this is how we can draw a brick. Now Here in the question, here the same figure is here, this figure only I had taken that side. So this is the same figure which is shown here. Here in the question it is asked, there are two photos of the same brick. In one photo you can see only one face of the brick. In the other you can see three faces. Circle the photo showing three faces. Children, can you tell me in which figure you can see three faces? Is it this one or this one? This is this one, isn't it? In this figure you can see three faces of the brick, isn't it? This is the first one, this is two, and this is three. Three faces only you can see. Now here, how many faces in all does a brick have? Children, if you see the previous slide here, this one, if you see this previous slide here, you will see, if you see this previous slide here, you can see that a brick is in the shape of the cuboid. So how many faces does a brick have? How many faces does a cuboid have? You have already learned that a cuboid has 6 faces. So in this case also, the answer how many faces in all does a brick have is 6. Is any face a square? If you see all sides of the brick, you will see all sides shows a rectangle, not a square. So, is any face a square? So, your answer is no. Draw the smallest face of the brick. The smallest face will be this part, isn't it? This part, this part. So, you can draw a small rectangle. This is the answer. Okay, let's come to the next question. Which of these are the faces of a brick? Mark a tick. Okay, so if you see the different shapes which is shown here, which do you think can be the face of the brick? You know the face of the brick is always a rectangle. So this is a rectangle and this is a rectangle. So these two can be the shape of a brick. Next question. Which of these is a drawing of a brick? As you already know how to draw it, so it should be very clear to you, so that this is the drawing of a brick. Now next two part of the question you can try, like make a drawing of this box to show 3 of its faces. As you can see 3 faces of the brick here, these 3 faces. So the similar way you are going to draw this box showing only 3 faces. And can you make a drawing of a brick which shows 4 of its faces? Is it possible, children? It is not possible, because every time for whichever way we see, we can only see 3 faces of a brick. To see 4 faces is not possible. Okay, now let's come to the next part of the chapter. Here the bricks are placed in different ways to form wall. Okay, A and B. Here it is asked, what do you think, which wall will be stronger? What do you think, which wall will be stronger? Will it be A or will it be B? You have to find it. So now when you see on the figure only, on the picture only, then you can make out that wall A will be stronger. You know why? Because of the pattern it is arranged. In figure B, in wall B, if even one part of it is broken, the whole wall can fall. But in figure A, in the wall A, the pattern is as such that the wall becomes very strong. Okay. Now, depending on the arrangement of the bricks or the patterns they are arranged in, there are many different types of designs or things are formed. So here I have given you this figure which you see here. Here you can see the first two figures. The first two figures, it shows you a wall which is known as jali. You can see through it. Okay, see the first one here. You can see through it. So it forms a jali here, and this I have just given you one more example of jali. This is a wall through which you can see, so it is called a jali. And the next is it is a window. It is a window which is also known as jharoka. In olden times, usually it used to be made like this. The arrangement of bricks was made, the windows were made as in this design, and these designs were usually known as jharoka. Like this is a jharoka, and this one is also an example of jharoka. Okay, now let's come to the last part of the chapter, that is the word problem. We are going to apply what we have learnt in this chapter into real life. We are going to apply it, how we use it in our real life, that we see in the word problem. Let's see the first word problem. The first word problem says the price of 1000 new bricks is rupees 2000. Bhajan wants to buy 3000 bricks. How much money will he pay? Okay, solving a word problem, we always first underline, try to remember or recall or underline the key numbers or figures that is given in the question. So here the key numbers which is given is, it is given the price of 1000 new bricks is given as rupees 2000. Okay, and Bhajan wants to buy, how much bricks does he want to buy? That is 3000 bricks he wants to buy, and it is asked to find how much money he has to pay at the end when he wants to buy 3000 bricks. So children, here according to the question, if you see here, this 2000 is the price of 1000 bricks. Okay, and you have to find the price of 3000 bricks. If you think, what do you think, that the price of 3000 bricks will be more or less? Will it be more than 1000 bricks, or will it be less than 1000 bricks? Obviously, it will be more than 1000 bricks. The price of 3000 bricks will always be more than the price of 1000 bricks. So we know, either to find something more, we either have to add or we have to multiply. Now, if we see here 1000, then it is he wants to buy 3000, means there is a repeated addition of price is followed. So already you have done a multiplication before, so you know what is multiplication. Multiplication is always repeated addition. So now you can come to the conclusion that to solve this problem you have to multiply. Okay, you have to multiply. So whenever we do a word problem, first we underline the key number or keywords, and then we try to find which operation will we apply to solve our problem. Now let's start writing the statements. Okay, so first thing in this question that is given is the price of 1000 new bricks is rupees 2000. So this rupees 2000 is what? It is the cost. It is the cost of 1000 bricks. So can we write our first statement as cost of 1000 bricks is equal to rupees 2000. Okay, what is the other thing which is given in the question? That is that is given is Bhajan wants to buy 3000 bricks. So what is this 3000? This 3000 is the number of bricks he wants to buy. So our next statement, we can write number of bricks. The number of bricks he wants to buy is 3000. And the last statement will be what we have to find. So what we have to find, how much money will he pay. So we are going to find the total money he pays. Total money he pays. So we already know what operation we have to apply here. We have to multiply. So to find total money he pays, we have to multiply the cost of 1000 with 3000. So when you are multiplying this, let's multiply it like this. 3 2 is 6. So when we multiply and solve it, we get our answer as 6000. So what is your answer? With the unit, every time when we do a write word problem, we always write, we never forget to write the unit. So unit you will get from the statement which you have written, what you have to find. What are you finding? You are finding money, and what is the unit of money is always rupees. So your answer is rupees 6000. Okay, let's see one more example, one more question of word problem. The second question says, Bhajan wants to buy 500 old bricks. Find how much he will pay if the cost of 1000 old bricks is rupees 1200. So first we are going to underline the key numbers or keywords which is given in the question. Now here this rupees 1200. This is the cost of 1000 old bricks. This is the cost of 1000 old bricks. And this 500. What is this 500? This is the number of bricks Bhajan wants to buy. This is the number of bricks Bhajan wants to buy. So let's start writing the statement first. Let's write this rupees 1200 is the cost of 1000 old bricks. So here we write cost of 1000 bricks is how much? Rupees 1200. This is given in the question. And what is this given? This is the number of bricks he wants to buy. If you notice one thing, this 500 which you see here, 500 is half of 1000, isn't it? So when you know the cost of 1000 bricks is 1200, to find the cost of half the number of bricks, you have to find half of the cost, half of the previous cost, isn't it? Half of the previous cost. So what we can do here is we can write our next statement as cost of 500 bricks. How can we find that? How can we find the cost of 500? As 500 is half of 1000, so we can also find the half of the price and find the answer. So here we have to do half of what? Of rupees 1200. Okay, so this means this 1200 you have to divide it by 2. Okay, so when we divide this by 2, then we get our answer as 600. So we got our answer as, what are we finding? We are finding the cost of 500 bricks. We are finding the cost. So what is the unit of cost? The unit of cost is rupees. So our answer is rupees 600. Okay, is it clear, children? Why we are dividing it by 2? Because 500, 500 is half of 1000. So to find the cost also of half the brick, we have to find half of the price, which is already given in the question. So this gives your second answer. Okay. Now here there is one more question which I have given here. This question I want you all to try. It's similar to question number 1 of the word problem, which we have already done. So children, please try this as your homework. This will be your homework to be done in your notebook. Please do the questions in your notebook. All the 3 word problems should be there in your notebook. Okay. Let's see the next one. This is the last part of the chapter. This finishes our chapter number 1. Here this I have given you an activity. Here you are going to draw your own pattern of jali and jharoka in your notebook. And please refer to page number 7 of your textbook. Okay, we have already seen what is jali and what is jharoka. Okay, just revise the chapter and you will be doing this activity in your notebook. So children, finally we've come to the end of the chapter. So I'm just going to give you a quick recap of what all we did in this chapter. Okay, from this full chapter we have covered, what all we have covered in this chapter is we have 6-digit number, that is till lakhs in Indian system and 100,000 in international system. We have done the number names in both Indian and international system, the place value in Indian system, expanded form of the number, 6-digit number, comparison of 6-digit number, 2D shapes, 3D shapes, bricks and patterns, and application in real life, that is the word problem. So finally we end this chapter. Hope everything is clear to you all, children. Thank you very much.